Okay, so you're here because you want to like really get to the bottom of something without having to wade through tons and tons of information.
Yeah, you want that like concentrated dose of knowledge, right?
Exactly. We want to get to the good stuff quickly.
Right to the point.
Yeah. And well, you said over this book, 400 Days by Chetan Bhagat.
That's right.
And we're going to do a deep dive into it today.
Deep dive indeed.
And just so everyone's aware, this is fiction.
It is.
But for today's purposes, we're going to treat it like the information in it is factual.
Yes, using the narrative as our foundation.
Exactly, and it's a really interesting one.
Definitely.
So this one's about the disappearance of a young girl named Siya Arora.
Yes, and you've shared some excerpts with us that really lay out what happens immediately after she goes missing.
Right, in those first few hours and days.
Exactly, and we get to meet all the key players right away.
Yes, so that's what we're going to focus on today.
The initial reactions to her disappearance.
Right, like how do people respond when something so shocking happens?
And what are the immediate questions that come up?
Yeah, and what are those first steps that they take to try to find her?
We're going to break it all down for you.
So the story starts with Siya's mom, Alia, going to wake up her daughters.
Just a normal morning routine, right?
Totally, but then she finds that Siya's not there.
Oh, wow. Right from the start, it's like that ordinary moment turned upside down.
And her other daughter, Suhana, is awake.
And she's the one who tells Alia about the bad man.
Right, and that detail just sends chills down your spine.
It's so unsettling, especially coming from a child.
Yeah, and she doesn't just say a bad man took her away.
No, she gives these really specific details, like he was wearing friendship bands.
And maybe even a watch.
It makes you wonder, is this a real memory or a child's way of processing something traumatic?
Or maybe a bit of both.
Absolutely. It just casts this shadow over everything from the very beginning.
And then we see how the family reacts to this news, and it's like everyone copes in their own way.
Yeah, total chaos.
Ellie is obviously in a state of panic.
Understandably so.
I mean, it's any parent's worst nightmare.
And then you have Papaji trying to be the calm one.
Right, he's like trying to keep everyone level-headed.
But is that helpful in a moment like that?
That's a good question.
Oh.
Maybe he's just trying to prevent things from spiraling even further.
Or maybe it's a form of denial.
Possibly. Yeah, and then there's Mummy G.
Oh yeah, she's convinced Saya's just playing a game.
It's like she can't even fathom the possibility that something terrible has happened.
That's a classic defense mechanism, right?
To protect yourself from a harsh reality.
Exactly.
And Timmy, he immediately starts searching the house.
He's all about action.
Yeah, he's got to do something.
It's interesting how everyone has their own way of reacting to crisis.
Some are emotional, some are practical.
And then there's Manish, Saya's father.
His reaction is kind of strange.
Yeah, it's almost like he's detached.
Like he's not fully processing what's happening.
It makes you wonder what's going on with him.
Right? Is it shock or is there something more to it?
It definitely raises some questions.
So once the initial shock starts to wear off, they start searching the house.
That's always the first step, right?
Gotta make sure she's not just hiding somewhere.
Exactly, and they check everywhere. The terrace, the servant's room.
No sign of her anywhere.
Which makes it all the more terrifying.
And that's when Inspector Chautala enters the picture.
The official start of the police investigation.
And his first order of business is to question Suhana.
Trying to get more details about that bad man.
Yeah, even though she's just a kid, her testimony is crucial.
Absolutely. Any piece of information could be a lead.
But even with the police involved, the family tensions start bubbling up.
Oh yeah, those underlying issues always seem to come out during times of stress.
Especially in this family.
So Alia and her in-laws start having this tense exchange.
Mummy G even makes a comment about how their house at the Icon is safer.
It's like she's blaming Alia for what happened.
Yeah, like she's saying if Siya was living with them, this wouldn't have happened.
That's gotta be tough to deal with on top of everything else.
And Alia is so stressed out that she can't even drink a glass of water at the police station.
Wow, that really shows you how overwhelmed she is.
Totally. So as the investigation progresses, Chautala starts looking beyond the immediate family.
He asks about Saya's teachers and other people in her life.
Anyone who might have had contact with her.
Makes sense. You gotta cover all your bases.
And that's how they end up questioning Dharmesh.
Saya's tutor.
He tells them that he was in Goa with friends that weekend.
So he has an alibi.
But Chautala still asks to check his phone.
Standard procedure these days.
But it immediately puts Dharmesh under suspicion.
Just by being someone who had access to Siya.
Right, and then things take another turn when they get that ransom text.
Oh yeah, that's a huge development.
They're demanding 5 lakhs for Siya's return.
So now it seems like it could be a kidnapping for money?
But then they also send a picture of Siya's hair clip.
The black one with the little pink butterfly?
It's like a punch to the gut,
Because it confirms that whoever took her knows her.
and that they have her.
It's both terrifying and a glimmer of hope.
Right, because it at least means she's still alive.
So of course they do everything they can to get the ransom money together.
They're desperate to get their daughter back.
And they're told to leave the money at a park.
But when they get there, there's no Siya.
Just another message that says, leave.
It's such a crushing blow.
All that hope gone.
And then the park staff start telling them they have to leave because the park is closing.
It's like this weird contrast between the mundane and the horrific.
Yeah, like the world just keeps moving even though their lives have been turned upside down.
It's a lot to process.
So the failed ransom attempt throws a whole new wrench into things.
It makes you wonder if they ever intended to return Siya.
Or if it was all just a distraction,
And then the police hold a press conference.
which is already strange because Siya is still missing.
But it gets even weirder because they announce the arrests of these two guys, Sonu and Manohar.
For a completely unrelated cheating case.
Alia is furious.
Understandably so. It's like, why are they focusing on this when her daughter's still out there?
And Manish is worried that these arrests might actually put Siya in more danger.
If Sonu and Manohar have accomplices who might retaliate,
It's a valid concern.
and the press conference itself is a disaster.
The reporters are grilling Alia's in-laws about security at their house,
And Mummiji starts blaming modern parenting for what happened.
saying that kids shouldn't sleep in separate rooms.
It's like she's more worried about protecting their reputation than finding Siya.
It's so frustrating.
And then Alia just breaks down and begs for anyone with information to come forward.
It's a really powerful moment.
But even after that, Mummiji criticizes her for saying too much.
It's like she can't let go of her own agenda.
Thankfully, Papaji steps in and reminds everyone that the priority is finding Siya.
He's trying to be the voice of reason,
And Chitale admits that they want to get information out of Sonu and Manohar.
but he's worried about the media backlash if they use force.
So it's this whole ethical dilemma.
They want to solve the case, but they have to operate within the law.
And then Chitala reveals that they're starting to think Sonu and Manohar might not have actually kidnapped Siya,
That they were just after the money.
which means the investigation is back to square one.
And in a desperate move, Papaji suggests offering a huge reward.
7 crore rupees.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
It shows how far they're willing to go to get Siya back.
So what stands out to you most about these first few days of the investigation?
Honestly, it's just how much uncertainty there is.
Yeah, there are so many twists and turns.
And all of these different possibilities.
You start with a simple case of a missing child, and then it spirals into this web of family drama and potential suspects.
And the pressure of the media just adds another layer of complexity.
It really shows you how chaotic these situations can be.
So for those of you listening, what jumped out at you?
What questions are swirling around in your mind?
What are your initial thoughts about the characters and their motives?
Do you think Dharmesh is involved?
Or could it be someone else entirely?
And what about Siya's family?
Are they hiding something?
Think about the potential paths this case could take.
What clues have we already been given?
What seemingly insignificant details might be crucial to solving the mystery?
Because the truth, as we all know, is rarely simple.
Keep those wheels turning, because we're just getting started.
We'll be back with more soon.
Definitely stay tuned.
Bye for now.
See ya.